The Asylum of Souls. In the shadowy outskirts of town, nestled between gnarled trees and shrouded in a perpetual fog, stood the derelict Ashford Mental Hospital. Once a place of healing, it had transformed into a nightmarish labyrinth of despair, haunted by the anguished souls who had passed through its decaying halls. The townsfolk spoke in hushed tones of the horrors that unfolded within those crumbling walls, warning all who dared venture near. One stormy night, a group of thrill-seeking friends, Jake, Emily, Marcus, and Lila, decided to challenge their fears. The allure of the eerie hospital was too tempting, too intoxicating, to resist. Armed with flashlights and bravado, they sneaked through the rusted gates, laughter echoing against the oppressive silence. As they crossed the threshold into the unknown, a chilling breeze whispered through the empty corridors, sending shivers down their spines. The walls were stained with age and something far darker. They creaked and moaned, as if the building itself were alive, eager to share the horrors it had witnessed. Despite their initial excitement, an unsettling tension hung in the air, and the laughter soon faded into anxious murmurs. The flickering beams of their flashlights revealed remnants of a forgotten era, tattered patient records, rusted gurneys, and graffiti that screamed of madness. As they ventured deeper, Marcus discovered a hidden door, half hidden behind a shattered mirror. Curiosity piqued, he pushed it open, revealing a narrow staircase spiraling down into darkness. Against their better judgment, they descended, the air growing colder, heavier with each step. At the bottom, they found themselves in a dimly lit room filled with grotesque paintings, distorted faces twisted in agony, eyes wide with terror. The atmosphere was thick with despair, and a sense of dread tightened around their throats. Suddenly, from the shadows, they heard soft whispers, words that seemed to claw through the silence, urging them to leave. "Help us! Free us!" Echoing through their minds, the voices grew louder, more insistent. Panic set in, and they turned to flee, but the door they had entered through slammed shut, trapping them in the nightmarish chamber. Jake's flashlight flickered, casting eerie shadows that danced along the walls. In that moment, the whispers morphed into screams, piercing their ears like shards of glass. The paintings began to shift, the tortured faces now alive, stretching their mouths wide as if to scream, their eyes filled with an unbearable longing for release. The friends huddled together, fear coursing through their veins like venom. Desperate, they pounded on the door, but it wouldn't budge. Suddenly, the room grew cold, and a figure emerged from the shadows, a wraith-like nurse, her features twisted in a grotesque smile, her eyes hollow and devoid of life. "You shouldn't have come here," she hissed, her voice echoing with a chilling resonance. "They need you just like I did." The friends screamed and backed away, their terror palpable as the walls seemed to close in around them. Desperate to escape, they tried to remember the way they came, but the hallways shifted and transformed, leading them deeper into the asylum's heart. Each room they entered revealed more horrors, patients long forgotten, their faces twisted in eternal suffering, their hands reaching out as if to pull the living into their dark embrace. In a frantic bid for survival, the group stumbled upon a hidden exit, but as they reached for the door, they realized they were not alone. Shadows emerged from the corners of the room, spectral figures drawn to their presence, hungry for companionship in their eternal despair. One by one, they felt cold hands grasping at them, pulling them into the darkness. As Jake was dragged away, he caught one last glimpse of Emily, her face etched with terror as the shadows enveloped her. "Run! Don't look back," he shouted, but it was too late. The asylum had claimed them, and their screams faded into the silence, leaving only the faint echoes of their laughter lingering in the air. Days later, the townsfolk whispered of 4 friends who had dared to enter Ashford Mental Hospital, their names now etched in the annals of the asylum's dark history. The building loomed ever larger, its secrets buried deep within, waiting for the next curious souls to wander in and awaken the whispers of the damned. And as the fog settled around its crumbling facade, the cries of the lost echoed through the night, forever trapped within the walls of their own nightmare.